Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I'm your host tonight, Justin Sandoval, aka Sandy, and I'm joined, as always, by Anthony Amato, who we like to call Shamato. And of course, we cannot forget our boy, Jordan Mosley, in the house. So, as you can tell, no T-roll. Why, you ask? Is his busy life or more important things to do than us? No, it's because I told him the wrong information.
That's why I hate us.
Yeah, that's exactly why he hates us.
He chose his wife over us.
Well, see, the thing is I told him that we were reviewing Stranger Things tonight, but that is actually not the case. That's next week. We're actually reviewing something different. And he said, oh, cool. Well, I don't watch Stranger Things, so I'll go on a date with my wife. And he already asked her, and he could do no take-backsies. So.
Oh, he didn't call take-backsies.
He didn't call take-backsies.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake.
Oh, yep. Rookie move.
So you have us here, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for tuning in. With all that being said, I want to give a shout out to all of our listeners out there. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And hey, it's Spotify Wrapped season, Unwrapped or Wrapped, whatever it is, Wrapped.
I think it's Wrapped.
Yeah, season. So hey, if you happen to have us on your top 5 podcasts of the year, go ahead and add us on our socials. At Royal Geek Podcast on Instagram, and the Facebook page is Royal Geek Podcast as well. Feel free to go ahead and do that. We'd love to see who's listening, and yeah, we appreciate you. All right. You're probably wondering, okay, well, they're not doing Stranger Things this week, so why should I bother listening? Well, that's because we're going to have some fun here tonight, and we're going to be reviewing Zootopia 2.
Something a little bit more family-friendly.
Yeah, family-friendly compared to that, for sure.
Hey, there's a bunch of kids in Stranger Things.
There's like a bunch of 35-year-olds.
But yes, so yeah, Zootopia 2, you're like, oh, well, why are a bunch of bearded grown men reviewing a kid's movie? Well, 2 of us have kids on this podcast, and honestly, Disney makes some good stuff.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but they do. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So spoiler warning? Yeah, we'll go ahead and give a spoiler warning just in case those of you purists out there who haven't seen Zootopia yet.
You have kids in the car, and they don't want to be spoiled.
Yes. So there you go. There's your spoiler warning. All right, we are going to talk about the movie now. All right, gentlemen, let's start off with things, just overall impressions. How about that? Jordan, overall impression of the movie.
Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, I think it was a good continuation or sequel of the first one.
Yep.
I thought, the added people to the cast were really good names, did a great job in voice acting, and then I liked the storyline. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shimano?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good. It was a really good story. It's going to be interesting to see how much it actually sticks. I don't know if it was the most like
deepest.
Yes, like the longest deep running sequel that I've ever seen, but it was definitely a fun watch, and it was it was definitely a solid movie.
Now, I agree with both of you guys. I enjoyed it. Solid movie. My question for you, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in here. The quote-unquote twist, right? Like, the way that it was, the first one had a pretty decent twist with the sheep being the actual villain. But did you feel like this one was earned, or did you feel like when they're like, oh, usually there's like a twist and then the actual twist happened, like you didn't believe that guy was actually good, right? Like,
I mean, I think
the Lynx reject child.
The only thing that actually kind of made me think that he might be good was because of who it was played by.
Yeah,
Andy Samberg, I don't think has ever played a mean person in his entire life.
I do think it was like a cheap trick.
Yeah,
because
made you fear the other ones, and he was like kind of nice.
Yeah, but he just flipped out of nowhere. Like unless I missed it, I didn't see any other things that he had done throughout that were mischievous. And that's usually how movies will play it. Like, if they flip somebody, they'll show you along the way things that they did. That
might have seemed like it could have gone either way, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Although I will say, honestly, he played I think that has to deal with what his motives actually were. His motives were essentially just to fit in, to be a part of his family.
Right.
So,
Do you think
And
that was always his motives, or do you think like he just kind of found that along the way? He was like, "Oh, I didn't think this would work."
I think I think that was 100% his motive the whole time was because he wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
I think that was part of like I think that was one of the main themes of the entire story was whether you wanting to fit in, whether you fit in, why you fit in, and the choices you make to do so.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do think it was a little cheap. You're right.
Yeah.
But I'll give them points because they literally were like, see how we did this in the first one. We're literally going to do this again. Like I actually have a little more respect for it since that it happened like that rather than them just doing it without saying anything and treating it like, oh, we didn't just do this in the very last movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like they when Judy was like, "Huh, like there's a twist right here. Like that's weird." And then he stabs her and he's like, "But there is." Like I don't know. I kind of felt like we could have done that a little bit better, like that kind of thing. But props for pointing out the previous twist, like, and then playing on top of that. Like that was okay, but
Yeah, if it had just been a straight one, I feel like it would have been worse because it would have essentially been like, hey, we think you're stupid enough to not see the fact that we literally did the exact same thing last movie.
Yeah.
And like as we're talking about it, I'm thinking, okay, this is a kids movie, so it has to be a simple enough like flip for the kids to get it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I get that. All right, let's go back on to good things. What else highlight that stood out to you? You mentioned Andy Samberg. That was pretty good. I like
Yes,
that.
I love that, and I love when they. I usually like when they stick a character who's generally the hero, turn him into a heel. Like when they play into that a little bit, because I think essentially once you knew that was Andy Sandberg's voice, you're like, oh yeah, he's going to be a good guy, kind of.
I had a hard time with his voice at the beginning because I kept seeing his face.
Yeah,
A few minutes in, I was like, okay, like I fell into it fine.
it's kind of like there are certain people like it'd be like seeing Tom Hanks be a villain. You'd be like you wouldn't believe it until like the very last moment. Like even if he was doing terrible things, you'd be like, oh, it's Tom Hanks. He's going to turn this thing around.
Yeah, no, good point. That's a good point. I also enjoyed key additions here with Ki-Hu Kwan.
Yes,
he was phenomenal as the snake.
Oh yeah, he was great.
He was great. I love that we got a couple of wrestlers in as the Zebros.
Oh, the Zebros, dude! It was a highlight of mine. It was short and brief, but it was funny.
Yes.
And then at the very end, when they're in their meeting, they're like, "My name's Gene," and he's like, "My name's Gene. Gene Bros." It was so funny.
That was great. That was really good.
There was a few laugh out loud moments.
Peter Warburton's edition.
Yeah,
Patrick
Warburton.
Patrick, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
as the mayor.
As the mayor, and he's just honestly like he's such a good voice actor. Like his voice is honestly he may not be the greatest voice actor, but his voice was made for voice acting.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
honestly.
And just the way the horse with the flowing hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look like what's his name? The Fabio.
Fabio. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure our listeners know who that is. Yeah. But yeah. Yes. And then I'm trying to think. We also had another laugh out loud moment that I actually had was when Judy and Nick were in the office talking to the bull, I think Boro or Bongo, Bogo,
Bogo.
yeah, talking to Bogo, and he's like kind of scolding or like nice to Judy, and then he sees Nick there. And Nick's like, I think I need to like step out here, and he's like, well, what's your problem, whatever. He's like years of child trauma or whatever, and then Bogo's like, well, do you want some adult trauma right now? And I'm like,
Yes,
yes,
that's a pretty phenomenal moment.
We've all been there.
I love the random. I love the couple references that they made to other to other Disney franchises. Like the Ratatouille one, phenomenal.
I laughed so hard.
Like you said, I knew it. Like
It hit the right beat of being long enough for you to notice, but not so long that it felt like they were like pointing at it and being like, eh.
Oh yeah.
So
I
felt
it wasn't the same rat. It was like differently, like a different rat.
Yes.
So it was,
I
thought it was
it
hilarious.
was just a phenomenal scene, and I just really loved it. And I also loved the anti venom pen. That was
Oh yes, yes.
just like the please inject me directly into the heart.
yes.
Like
And you mentioned nods to franchises. Obviously, Disney they acquired this one, but like Indiana Jones, if you
Yes.
notice at the very end when I forget Gary's family came, the one of the younger snakes was wearing the same exact hat that Short Round was wearing
Yep.
from Indiana
Yeah.
Jones, which was fantastic.
yeah, and then they had literally had an Indiana Jones DVD.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
like or whatever the
equivalent to
knockoff
that
version.
is,
Yes,
yeah.
they had that, and they had one was Tangled and one was Frozen.
What was it, Fangled or something like that? It was
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, it was funny. So yeah, there was lots of nodes to different Disney properties. So yeah, the supporting cast, new members were very solid in this movie.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the humor elevated quite a bit for as far as like go over the kid's head and adults would really enjoy it because there was several
Yeah.
moments in my theater where me and like the other moms and dads were laughing and the kids were like 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 that kind of thing, but like
Like
we
fake
were
laughs?
yeah, but we were
Yeah.
just like actual laughing.
Yeah, they're just laughing because the adult is laughing.
Basically, yeah, that's exactly it. But I do think Jason Bateman, he did a fantastic job again. Like I just,
Yeah.
he's got that character down, man. The the laid back,
Yep.
like too cool for school kind of attitude.
I love the direction they keep those two characters as like friends.
Yes,
Because like I mean, I just think it'd just be stupid if they went another direction.
romantic.
Yeah, like I kept
Yeah.
waiting for them to do it. Not that they were. I honestly didn't even feel like they were setting it up. I felt like they were setting them up to just remain really good friends,
Yeah.
and then they kept
Yeah.
it that way. And I thought that was,
That was good.
yeah, it was a great choice because I think their chemistry together,
Mhm.
the voice actors and the two characters in the
Yeah.
movie is great.
But even when at the very end, like he actually says "I love you," it didn't feel like it was like romantic. It was like
Yeah.
very
No.
platonic friendship, kind of love, which it was portrayed that way very well. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. I felt like they added an extra layer of like emotional depth to Jason Bateman's character in this movie,
Yeah.
which I felt like was honestly was like way out of the two characters, Nick was way more interesting in this movie, in my opinion.
Well-
The two leads, at least.
Well, he didn't have any like huge setbacks. Obviously, like he had the moment where he was like, where he said like he didn't know if it was worth it or whatever. Like it wasn't even that big. Like,
Yeah.
and so he didn't screw up royally to make you like hate him or think he wasn't coming back or anything. Like I thought that was
Yeah.
good because like a lot of movies will. I mean, they
Yeah.
put that right in the middle. It's predictable. It's
Yeah, he has that moment where he's where the guy who's always kind of leaned towards the rough side falls back into that rough side of life. You know, so it was interesting. Everything in this movie for him was him about emotional growth, and I felt like it was well played out, and like most of his growth was made sense, and it felt earned.
Yeah,
I feel like Judy was a lot more annoying in this movie. Than
I
in the
was
first
just getting
movie.
ready to get there. Yeah,
Yeah. So, because I just felt like she was just so like unnecessarily career driven in this.
yeah,
In this movie, to where like she was essentially willing to throw away her most important non-familial relationship to do
the job. Yeah,
to do the job, and I felt like Nick was like
let's think
unwilling to
about
do
this.
that.
I felt like she was just like running into everything
And
without
she was,
thinking.
Yeah, she was.
oh
was
yeah,
doing
impulsive,
that.
very impulsive.
Yep.
She was constantly trying to. They played this out pretty well, but like they were constantly trying. She was constantly trying to control Nick
Yeah.
every single step of the way.
Well, even in the subtleness of always driving.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then finally at the end, like she lets him drive. Like that was like her giving up control.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was very, very much so that. Like they brought it up a couple times where he was like, it felt like it was interesting because like through most of this movie, Nick seemed to be the most. Even though he kept on saying he had this trauma and he like didn't have connection with like things, he seemed to be the one that was open to being open. You know,
Yep.
between the two characters, she was driving herself so hard into the work side, that she was closing herself off from any potential other relationships in her life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that was Jason Bateman really portrayed that and brought that the kind of motion out in between him and Judy. I will say another like highlight of this for me was the kind of reveal of like the book on how like the snakes were actually the ones to think of
Yeah.
the weather walls and stuff. Like I actually enjoyed that and
Yeah.
learning in depth, like how the great grandmother was the original creator, and then the struggle of trying to be noticed, and like their entire town just getting covered with snow,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
just like dude, you take that storyline and you put it into like like live action with people and that kind of stuff, like somebody getting their ideas stolen and forced out and that kind of thing. Like that's a good story.
Yeah, that's Iron Man 2.
Yes, you are right, actually. But that's so good.
Being forced to do a cold place, everything, like literally.
I looked over at my wife while we were watching it, and she was like playing on her phone the entire time, like couldn't care any less about the movie.
Yeah.
She looks up and like at kind of the part where it's going back, like talking about his family stuff, and she's like tearing up.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
She's like, I'm not even like
Yeah,
"Are you crying. She's like, I'm not even really watching, but this is
Yeah,
this part is
it
is
gets to
hitting
you a
me."
little bit, and just like the added like emotional or the added like brutality of the actual fact that their hometown was turned into cold. They're a cold-blooded creature
hmm
who cannot survive in that environment, and literally they made it completely uninhabitable
Correct. Yeah.
for the cold-blooded snake. So it was just a very like it was literally like the most twisting of the knife way you could have destroyed their town, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. And then just another highlight for me was the fact that like my kids are quoting this all the time now in the house since watching the movie. But it's the it's the walruses in the marsh. Like, hey bub. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
geez. I mean, I thought it was funny at the time, but my kids they're saying it over and over again, and I still kind of like it, even though it went on too long in the movie. But the fact that the kids are still doing it is still kind of funny
I
for
thought
me.
Nibbles was awesome. I
Yeah,
thought
oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's a pretty funny comedian.
yeah.
yes.
But I thought that character was good. I don't think they went over the top to where she was too annoying.
Yeah.
Which I think they could have easily.
Yeah, and towards the climax, I was when the door closed behind her going in. I was like, wait a minute,
Uh-huh.
she's the problem. And then she came back. Oh, sorry, it locked behind me. I was like, okay, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, not Nibbles, not Nibbles.
Not nibbles.
Um,
Honestly, one of the funniest little like details they had was when Judy was watching one of her videos and it said you are a viewer and it said 0002. That was one of my favorite parts of like which is just honest
yeah,
like it's this conspiracy theories who literally she's just shouting into a void.
yes,
That's really what she's doing. She's just shouting into this void, this point what is essentially supposed to be this pointless void.
yes. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, but the Marsh Market was just seeing a different environment
Yeah.
from previous the previous movie. I do. How do you guys feel about the new original song from Shakira, Zoo? How was your thoughts on that? Yeah,
It wasn't as good as the one from the
yeah,
first one.
Same.
I mean, I honestly like on the way over here, I definitely listened
Okay.
to the one from the first
Oh,
one.
the first one.
Okay,
Okay,
yes.
okay. I was gonna say
Yeah,
okay.
that one's good. The
Yeah.
one from the first one's really good.
Yes, first one banger. This
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty. It was decent. It was tolerable.
yeah,
It kind of felt like, honestly, to me, it felt like, kind of what they did with like Moana, in a way where like the first one is just like transcendently elite,
yeah.
and like I could not tell you a song from the second Moana.
Honestly, you're right. You're right.
Like legitimately,
Yeah.
like I feel like that's kind of how like just a middle of the road, nothing special about it. It's just there. It's a solid song, but it's not gonna be like it's not gonna like tear a hole in the space time continuum.
Yeah, Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Moana 2. Unfortunately, they lost Lin Manuel Miranda to Mufasa, so like they didn't they didn't get the
Yeah,
awesome
they didn't
bangers
get,
from
yeah,
him again.
honestly, because when I watched it, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm really looking forward to these songs
Mm,
because I loved the first Moana ones. Like they
Oh
were
yeah, they were
so
great.
good.
yep.
And the second one was just like there was nothing that was memorable to me.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Okay. Some things we did not like. Um, Jordan, anything?
Um, I mean, I felt like I like the overall story,
Mm,
but I think how they link together
mm-hmm.
was like choppy for me.
It was pretty choppy. Yeah.
Like it felt like the editing, I guess, like made it choppy. I don't know. It was hard to follow the story,
It
even though the underlying story was very
yeah.
simple.
Underlying story very simple. I
Um,
think I understand what you're saying. It's like it was literally like they did this and then they did this.
yep,
They did this and
yep.
then they did this.
I'm like, okay, why are
Rather
they
than the
doing this?
story just flowing,
Yep,
they're doing this because of this. That
exactly. I
kind
was
of
like, well, why are they in this place?
yeah.
And then why do they go to this place? And then why do they go to this place? And
Correct.
I
It
kept
was
like,
lots of jumping
yeah,
around.
there was a
Yeah,
lot of jumping around.
Mhm.
yeah. Honestly, that reminds me of a lot of so South Park. That's how South Park, the creators of South Park, actually describe how if you write a story like this happens and then this happens and then this happens and this happens, you need to scrap that whole storyline because it needs to be this happens, which makes this happen. It
Mhm.
needs to be much more about this has to be causing something to happen
Yeah.
for a real story to actually matter. One the couple of things that for me that were not great. I already mentioned like Judy was just she was not that great of a character in my mind. And she was very selfish.
Very
It- I-
annoying. Yep.
yes,
Yeah,
I felt like she was constantly like taking, honestly, taking Nick for granted.
Oh
Like
yeah.
throughout the entire movie, she just expected him to just follow along and do whatever she said without any consideration for what he thought was good, whatever he thought was the right thing to do. And I think that might have been a continuation of the fact that like he was a criminal in the first one. So in the first one, it's okay for her to do that because he is always making the wrong choice in the first movie.
Right.
But he's consciously made the decision to start to make good choices, and she knows this. So in the second movie, it doesn't work because he is no longer that person
That
who's
yeah.
always making
He's
the wrong
changed.
choices.
Yeah.
So that's part one. And I also felt like the police were just like really, honestly, terrible to them.
they
Like
were really quick to turn on them.
Yes,
really
they
quick to
were.
turn on them, even to the point to like, okay, legitimately, everyone saw that the zebras were not the ones who actually caught, you know, who caught the was it the anteater at the beginning?
Yeah,
Oh
yep.
yeah, the
Like it was
anteater. Yeah.
so easy to tell that that wasn't that, and like they just like essentially were like, no, the zebras caught them. You didn't catch him, and it's
Yeah. Come on.
like that was a technicality at best. And even like all the road stop stuff they kept on trying to do and like blame them for all this stuff when they were in the chase scene. And it just felt like it just felt like they never really accepted them onto the force.
Yeah.
Was a lot of what was going on, is what it seemed like. They were still very much like the bottom tier of the department.
Yeah. And speaking of the police, like one of my low lights in this one was the lack of Bogo and Idris Elba's
Yeah.
character, because in the first Zootopia, Idris Elba's character had reminiscence of Michael Keaton's
Yep.
police chief and the other
Yeah.
guys, but this time they kind of sidelined him. And I
Yeah,
was
he
just
was
like,
like there
yeah.
in the beginning and then there at the end.
yeah.
And that was it.
And I was like, that had to be a scheduling conflict or something.
Yeah,
Like
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had like one rant essentially, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was really the only thing that happened. He got his one random pissed off
Yeah.
police commissioner moment.
Yep.
That's like obligatory for every 80s movie
Mm-hmm.
that's ever existed. And then that was it.
Yep.
And they really just kind of just like pushed him off to the side. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. It was not exactly what I would consider like a positive representation of what a police force should be.
Yeah, no, exactly. They quick to turn, were not loyal, didn't serve. Like it was just like one thing after another with them. Yeah,
Even to
definitely.
the point they were literally specifically serving the rich.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's a good point actually.
Like the especially because the pig cops weren't evil. Like they were just following the orders of the richest person around.
Yeah,
Which is, in a way, you could say is inherently evil, but it's also it would probably have been better if they had been actually evil.
Yeah.
if it was like they were actually dirty, like corrupt.
Yeah, they were actually
Yeah.
dirty. That would have made me feel better about the situation rather than that they're just like
They're just terrible cops.
They're just like richest person in the room. Tell me what to do. Like honestly.
I like the links. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then like also I knew they couldn't go like the whole like mafia family because like you had like the what's it, the mole,
Oh yeah,
mice.
that's,
or
was it mice?
is it mice?
Maybe.
I thought it was like I
Yeah.
thought it was a mole or no, it's not.
It looks like a mole. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
whole Godfather.
yeah, like hilarious. But
Yeah.
like he had that whole
The polar bears
mafia
are the,
side, yes.
the jumpsuits,
Yep,
tracksuits.
He had that
Although I
whole
do
side
feel
taken
like
care of.
they got kind of sidelined a little bit too,
Yeah.
because they were a much bigger part of the first
for
one.
sure.
I
For
think
sure.
they just used them as like just
Operate.
plugged them in. Yep, exactly.
They were like, we need something to happen here. Let's put these characters in here that everybody liked from the first one. Let's put them in here.
Yeah.
Now, an interesting way they could have done, like a little foreshadowing of Andy Samberg's character is. So, what if he had been around when they smashed the phone the first time, and then later you see
Yep.
him
I thought about that.
also
too, yeah.
still have a phone on him
Yeah.
that
That's a good
wasn't
point.
smashed. Like later, if they showed that scene in the desert, and you're like, wait a second, he saw them smash that phone. Why is it still?
Yep. There you go. That would have been good. I like that.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So over those are like overall, I feel like a lot of good, right? A lot of good as thoughts of the movie, right? Like,
It's a good kids movie.
yeah, good kids movie. Enjoyed it thoroughly. So question: did you guys actually stay for the post credit scene?
Yes.
No.
Jordan did not.
Nope.
I had a feeling one of you guys was not going to stay.
Yeah, it
for
was not me. Yep.
Yep. Okay. So post credit scene. Let's see if Jordan can guess real quick. Hold on. All right. So we've seen obviously they're talking about the mammals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we see the reptiles. What do you think the post credit scene was?
Was it amphibians?
No.
What is the closest relative to like?
Was it the marsupials?
Think of things that have not been seen technically.
Things that have not been seen, and what we just saw is what used to be considered to be the most direct descendant of dinosaurs, but is now believed to be this other creature.
Now you're just confusing Jordan.
I think
was
I
gonna
am.
say
What
chickens.
animal group?
Birds?
Hey.
There you go.
So Judy is at the window on the post-credit scene. She's looking out the window. She puts the pen on the ledge that says "I love you," and there's a little funny back and forth between her and neighbor through the wall. He's like, stop listening to the thing already and whatever. And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and answer a disturbance of a neighbor getting like beat up or whatever, something along those lines,
Yeah.
something quippy."
Mhm.
And she leaves the room. And you see a shadow like fly by the window, and then a feather drops down
Yes.
where the pen
Okay.
is, and then the scene cuts. So
Okay.
I would like to throw out this though. When I was listening to the song from the first movie, she straight up says, "I'm gonna fly like a bird."
yeah, okay,
So like they obviously are aware of the fact that birds exist in this universe.
yes,
So
But they were aware that snakes existed.
they were. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays in. So at the very least, this tells us that they are aware that birds exist. Now, how they exist and why they're not a part of Zootopia will be interesting.
I have a feeling that they've annexed themselves and they actually live in like a city in the sky. That's
Cloud
my
City?
Yeah. Yes, exactly that. But I feel like yes, they have essentially like they're like Texas and like they left they left the Union, that kind of thing. Like I feel like
South Carolina, this is seated.
there you go. And but yeah, they're like the Lone Star. So maybe we'll see.
Yep. They think they're too good.
Something like that.
It would be
Elitist.
interesting. Yeah, I was good about like what if they're like this utopia, like up like in the sky, but in comparisons to what Zootopia is. I know Zootopia is supposed to be sort of utopian, but like bougie, like Utopia,
Yes.
like
Eagleton.
yes,
Yes,
very
there you
much
go.
so. Like the Eagleton to their Pawnee.
Yes. Oh yes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what storyline they can pull off in Zootopia 3. I think I'll be there to watch it. I think I'm gonna take the kids to watch it as well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'd be like a 2-3 year turnaround. I'm assuming, but it took a lot longer between 1 and 2. But
Yeah, I did.
I feel like it's probably gonna be 5.
really, I don't know about
Give it a
that.
little bit of a break.
I feel like
This one's doing well, right?
Um.
Like in box office.
oh,
see,
it's from what I've heard, it's slamming.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, box office has changed so much post COVID. It's just like the movies in general, aren't bringing in as much.
Right.
Like that thing. But yes, it was doing well I think it broke the record for like Thanksgiving release or something like that.
Yeah, I heard it like blew like Wicked for Good. It's like
Second week release. Yeah.
Yeah.
like out of the water. And it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. Another thing that might be interesting is gonna be see how like it was interesting seeing how they addressed the existence of fish, because fish are food apparently.
So I was actually having this conversation with my kids because we were talking about like the birds, the reptiles, and all that, and I was like, I think the fish are going to be quote unquote like insects in our world. Like they're not actually functioning quote unquote like anthropomorphic
Yeah.
beings. Like they are animal pests. Like,
Yes,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, like that. It's always interesting in these movies, like where they have
Where they
anthropomorphic.
draw the line.
Like where do they decide to draw the line? Like for example, like another movie, like even like The Lion King. Like where is it
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Like you're bringing up like little insects like the grubs.
The grubs. Yep.
You don't think about those things for a second, but like you think
Yeah.
literally like 3 years later, Pixar is making a movie called A Bug's Life. Like, like
Have y'all seen that? I think it's an Arthur meme where like the teacher's like holding a koala, and it says like it's like the teacher's showing the entire class a koala, and like the bottom reads like, "You think this koala's thinking, hey, ain't y'all animals too?"
Yeah.
So it made me think of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The fish dynamic's gonna be interesting. That's weird.
yeah,
Like,
it's just like it's just really interesting where that line ends up being in these types of movies. You know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Exactly. So, all right. I feel like that's a good place to end this. So thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. Please go ahead and give us a like, follow, subscribe wherever you are listening to this podcast. And yeah, come on back next week. We will be doing Stranger Things, the final season, volume 1 review. So if you have not watched the 4 episodes, we gave you guys 2 weeks. So let's make it happen.
Yep.
So anyway, for Jordan, Shamato, and myself, Justin, we thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. And we will go ahead and see you next time, you peasants.